This is where you guys lose me.
Holy moly!
Let's leave everything and go traveling. See what tomorrow brings. It's only a choice away. Let's back up and leave today. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
So while Tim was working his tail off doing military training, I was in California house sitting. Tough, I know. And trying to get some videos stockpiled so I wouldn't have to do that while we were working at the Overland Rallies. After Tim arrived home, he had 2 days to recover before we repacked and hopped on a plane headed for Seattle. Once we arrived in Seattle, we hitched a ride to Plain, Washington, where the Northwest Overland Rally was, and got set up. We are at the Northwest Overland Rally. This is our little home for the next 2 weeks.
Yep. It's a good little tent though.
Yeah.
I think it's actually got room, which is cool. Compared to our little lightweight tents that we have. So we're borrowing a tent, we're borrowing a sleeping bag, we're borrowing both sleeping bags, we're borrowing a pillow.
We don't have any camping gear really because it's all in the truck. It's all in Goose. Or in storage, which we...
And then our cheapo stuff that we used for New Mexico, we either broke it or returned it.
Yeah. So today we're just setting up, and then tomorrow the show actually starts, right?
Yep. Yeah, tomorrow will just be set up, or today will be set up, tomorrow is teaching, Saturday is teaching, and then Sunday's a little bit of teaching, and mostly breaking down. And then we, like a big caravan, slowly move up to British Columbia, Whistler, and do it again.
So, wish us luck. These rallies are much smaller than Overland Expo, so setting up a driving course takes us only 1 day. Then it's time to teach. We first use the course for classes where we take a few vehicles through an obstacle as we talk about them, and then later in the day, each obstacle has an instructor at it and the attendees can drive their own vehicle through the whole course with the help of an instructor as needed. Pretty cool.
Oh, you still can. Some dead weight. There you go. Hey, there he is. There it is. Starting you well.
She's a friends.
Wheeling so back was very good. Could be a good thing. That tire's going to be spitting dirt, or could be. Who says we were stuck?
The rallies are very family-oriented and relaxed. Each night, everyone gathers around a bonfire to hear stories and maybe even win something in the raffle. We had a blast making new friends as well as hanging out with old friends. The event does lots of fun things to keep a light-hearted environment. We took part in judging a cooking and cocktail competition. And at the end of the event, we used the driving course for a silly competition that anyone could take part in. The idea was to make it through the course in under 3 minutes with a tub of water on your hood, and if you made it in under the time, you were judged on the amount of water you were able to keep in your tub.
No! Oh, crushing!
Oh, don't screw it up now. Almost out of time.
We're leaving the Northwest Overland Rally. We have a few days in between that rally and the BC rally, so June let us borrow his truck, so camp, I think, a couple nights and go rafting, and then the next rally starts.
Pretty awesome, huh?
That road up there is where we're going. We made it to Camp 1 between the rallies. Check it out, it's pretty cool. Good morning. We're back on the road again, leaving our campsite this morning. And we're gonna cross into Canada and then find our next camp spot.
Yep, and then tomorrow we're gonna go rafting. So pretty packed couple of days, like for fun though. It's nice actually getting some sleep though.
Yeah.
Because in the last month and a half, it's been going. So last night just to camp and go, what's our responsibility tomorrow? What's our jobs tomorrow? And go, nothing. Get up, eat breakfast, and then hit the road in someone else's truck. It's little baby Bambies. Hey guys. We're doing our scariest border crossing so far of our entire trip. We're heading into that sweet little white cottage to get some maple syrup.
And this is camp number 2. Check it out.
Yeah.
Right on a river. The next day, we had a short drive along the beautiful Nicola River to where we would be rafting.
We're gonna raft that.
Woo! I'm pretty excited about it, actually.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Next up was rafting, and I decided I would film by attaching the GoPro to my wrist.
Okay, so
Here we go. We're leaving. We're on our way to death. I had never done a rafting trip with a motor, but it was a blast. It was like a theme park ride. I couldn't stop smiling and laughing as we bumped along, getting soaked, surfing the current, and Tim was the only one to brave dunking in the chilly river.
That's your shower for the day.
We had all been swapping places in the boat, and it was now my turn to be up front, just in time for the last and biggest rapid. Thanks, Chris. Which left me wondering about my choice to put the GoPro on my wrist, because it meant I only had one hand to hold on.
there's one last wave
Yeah.
coming up. Make sure you got 2 hands between your own legs.
This is where you guys lose me.
Yeah, like it's.
Yeah, catch me.
Holy moly! I had no idea that one. I didn't realize.
It was like he's not turning. He's not turning.
Oh, sorry. I had no idea that was going to come in like that. Okay, you guys can relax.
I lived. What a blast. Thank you to Chris for making it all happen and being our guide. After this, we enjoyed a night camping above the river. Check out these views. Then it was off to the BC Overland Rally, where we would do it all again in a slightly colder, more wet environment filled with bears, where again we had a blast. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And join us next time as we hit the Whipsaw Trail and have some fun with friends before we head back to Arizona to pack up so we can get back to Goose, Lima, and our big adventure.
Honey, the mic's not facing the right way. It's not gonna hear you. I get scolded all the time.
Kind of ugly here.
Pardon?
Kind of ugly here.
You can stay right here in America then.
I think the bulls ended up.
Lily's a camera?
I know.
Is that a squirrel?
No, it's not a toy. I know. All the animals love it. Pew pew.
Oh, got the cash.
Are we sure Chris has done this before?
How much do we trust Chris?
Going into the rocks.
I want a new driver, I think. Jeez. I'm only having one hand. I feel like I'm riding a bucket rock.